All right, so I just want to read you the latest on the Iran situation, operation that's happening there in the Middle East. So from CNBC, U.S. military leaders said more forces are headed to the region as they declined to say how long the war with Iran could last. Now, Trump, in his remarks in the White House, said the military campaign against Iran, quote, was our last best chance to strike, and outline objectives for this operation. And it's going to have impacts, expected to have impacts, going to have impacts here in the U.S. As far as the economy, as far as the stock market, as far as gas prices. We have Myles Harris here in studio. So much to sort out. And you've been talking to folks, experts within the economic space. What are they telling you, man?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, like you mentioned, there's a lot of layers when it comes to the conflict over in the Middle East right now, too. And so when we look at it here locally, specifically with the gas prices, experts are expecting to see a jump, I'll just tell you, as early as tomorrow morning. So
that's pretty quick.
That's really, really quick. And so obviously, depending on the duration of this conflict out in the Middle East, that could play a factor as well. Obviously, how long we could see these gas prices spike. I know the general consensus is that we are expecting prices to surpass $3 mark. Being in the Charlotte area, we usually do a pretty good job of staying around the $2.70 or at least lower than that.
Yeah.
I can just tell you by going out and around, shooting B-roll, looking at some of the gas prices. I know I just ran into you.
I was about to say, were you in the truck?
Just at a gas station.
Were you in that? Okay, you already
yeah.
said. Okay, never mind. We'll get to that off camera. Okay.
But I mean, they're already at $2.99.
Yeah,
so we typically see that gas being 10 cents cheaper. Now, after talking to AAA, that is the typical, I guess, uptick as far as the pricing because of the springtime. That's on par right now. But because of the conflict in the Middle East, we could see another 10, 15 cents added on top of these prices again as early as tomorrow.
Yeah. What did they explain? Like how long this?
And that's the question that we're all kind of.
That's the question I've been getting a lot.
And so it could be days, it could be weeks, it could be longer as well. But and again, it just depends on how much of the conflict over in the Middle East lasts. That could trigger into this. And the other factor with this as well is just because that started a couple of days ago, it could take a couple of days for it to impact our wallets here. Yeah. So it's a lot of things, and it's very early on though as well, because I mean the market out there closed over the weekend, so it kind of just now opened as well today. But put it this way, in short, experts, they're expecting to see an increase of about 10 to 15 cents, 8 to 10 cents, I guess, more specifically. And we could see that as early as tomorrow morning, which, I'll be honest with you, Nick, it's kind of an interesting time, too, because big day tomorrow in North Carolina.
Yeah, primary. Yeah. So a lot of folks are driving to the polls. And as we gear up for spring break, which is right around the corner, too, for a lot of kids. Again, the economy has just been one of the biggest focus in the last few years here in the U.S. Myles, I guess, what was your biggest takeaway from speaking to experts that you didn't think about necessarily?
It's that, and I would say when we can expect to see the gas prices was the first thing. The second thing I will say, though, too, is that AAA, I know you're talking to an expert from UNCC.
Dr. Metzger.
UNC Charlotte later on, so we're looking to see more of how that can impact households and drivers when this happens as well. But I would say that the other big takeaway is that they're really stressing for people not to panic buy, right? Like we've seen this before around the pandemic. We saw this in 2008 where people were kind of scattering and trying to, before a jump happing, get as much gas as you possibly can. Yeah. There's not a supply issue. Yeah. It's not one of those type of things. Yeah. So just trying to do the best you can and try not to panic buy. That's the biggest thing they're trying to take away from this, and that's the biggest thing I'm taking away from this as well. But I think more specifically is seeing how much of a climb we could see at the pump as early as tomorrow.
All right, that's Myles Harris. Myles, when can folks check out your story this evening?
We are on at 4 and 5 today.
4 and 5. You don't want to miss that. A lot of questions could be answered from and can be answered from Myles' story later today. Myles, thank you for checking in with us.
Always appreciate you guys' time, man.
Speaking of the stock market, this is a live look at the New York Stock Exchange pulled up there. Again, stocks taking a dip after this conflict over the weekend that is continuing in the Middle East there. Again, this is a live look at the New York Stock Exchange.